Hey, hi, I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Um, so this is your demo lecture, right, Sai?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this is SSIT software online institute. So where we have a lot of courses available, and as of now, our scope is just for .NET. Okay. So
Yeah.
first of all, let me first uh, share something about this topic. So in .NET, first of all, we have a lot of new things. We also have some legacy applications. We also have legacy frameworks. Okay. First of all, like, is it my audio is clear to you?
Yes, yes. It is clear.
Okay. Yeah. So I was talking about the .NET frameworks, and we have good plan to cover those topics, cover those frameworks, and this is going to be going from the scratch. This is not the intermediate level or expert level training. This is completely from scratch to the like from the zero to hero. You can say like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um, now additional points. So we will be discussing some points. We will be discussing some topics regarding the .NET. But I also
Quando lette che ne questo. Non c'è buccio.
okay. I also need some.
Snap the captain's one.
I'm getting some audio from your end side.
Yeah.
So I was saying like we need some I can say like some cooperation from the students as well. Because what happened, like we kept going teaching and explaining about each and every topic, but at the same time we need a practice. We need a daily practice about those topics, because without a practice you will not understand these concepts technically, right? And as of now you can see in the market as well, in the trend as well, we are kept going the new tech stacks, new technical skills. So we also need to be updated with the trend as well. I hope you are following.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me share my screen so you can see our demo lecture. Okay. Uh, I have a nice presentation ready for you for the demo lecture. Uh, yeah, let me share my screen. I hope this screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay. Thank you for your confirmation. Now, here you can see that we have a demo class. So right now I will be discussing about the topics like what are our content, what things you will be seeing in this complete course. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you. So here we have, sorry, so here we have a complete learning point for front end and back end. So front end means what? Our UI, user interface, where user goes, click the events, button events, drop down events, and we have a nice, UI user interface where we have complete CSS, we have HTML, and with the help of that, we create a front end. And based upon that front end, we have a logic, we have a functionality at the back end side. Okay, on the same functionality and the same data will be saved in the database. Okay, so for example, when I say a registration form, so in that registration form on a web page, what we do, we just click the like we fill that form first of all, like first name, last name, username, then password, confirm password, city. like gender. So all these information we fill in the form. And once when we click the submit button, right, what happened? The information when we fill that form, the same information will be saved in the database. Okay, and then they did, and the information will be retrieved back to the user when they go to the respective pages. For example, user page, profile page, right? The same way we have social media platforms, right? And with the help of that social media platforms, we fill the data, and based upon that data, we got the recommendations. Okay, so this is the same point where we have a .NET. With the help of .NET as well, what we can do, we create a front end, we create a database as well to store the data, and with the help of front end, what we can do, we create the complete UI, and with the help of UI, we write a logic to save the data in the database. So what we learn in the front end, we learn in the front end, call it as the logic. So like you can say like C# is a front end logic. No, C# is a complete back end logic. Okay, but in front end, what we can do, we create a front end pages with the help of ASP.NET framework or MVC framework. Okay, so with the help of ASP.NET and MVC framework, what we can do, we create a front end logic, we create a back end logic as well with the help of C# language. So right now we are focusing on C# as a language here. We also have a lot of other languages, call it as Java, then we have F#, we have VB.NET, Python. But right now our focus is just on the C#. Once you confident in C#, you are able to write a code in other languages as well, like basic code. You can understand the basic code, not in the complex code. But first of all, you need to be, have a confidence in C#, which is very easy to write a code to understand the code. Okay. Now the second point, ASP.NET is a framework. MVC is my style of writing a code. That is also called as a framework as well. But here, ASP.NET is using a classic ASP.NET, like we can call it as web forms. Okay, so with the help of web forms, what we can do, we create a web page, we write a logic in the HTML, and then we write a functionality, like for example handling the events like button click, drop down event change. So all are my events, so that will be handled in my backend logic. Okay, and then once our, for example, I can say like this is my HTML. I hope you can see my screen, what I'm doing on the
Yes.
screen.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is my backend logic. Okay, so in this backend logic, what we do, we write a C# as a language, and in HTML we just write a HTML tags. So here, with the help of, basically with the help of my ASP.NET or with the help of MVC, that both are in .NET, right? So with the help of these frameworks, what we can do, we can write these two pages, and then this backend will go to the database and we'll save the data. Okay, we'll do all these CRUD operations. What do you mean by CRUD operations? So create, read, update, and delete. So with the help of this operation, and just to clear, this operation will be performed with the help of ADO.NET. ADO.NET. That is also part of .NET component. Okay, that is also framework of .NET. So with the help of .NET, you can see we are doing a lot of things, like from the front end to the back end, and then from the back end we are going to the database as well. Okay, so that is a complete picture, like how the web page works right now on the world. Okay, and with the help of this web page, what we can do, we can learn a lot of things internally as well, like how the client and the server works. Okay, so that is this internal part of the page. Let me go to the next part. So you can see on the screen, this is our C# code, that is a hello world program. Just to clear you, this is our demo class, and in this demo class we are seeing how the C# works. Okay, many of the like you can say many of the other institutes showing these things in the first lecture itself, but in the demo, in the SSIT training, what we are doing in the demo class itself, we are showing like how the code look like. Okay, so this is our class. Okay, this is our class. This is our main method where this is the starting point of our method, from where this program gets begin, starting point. Okay, this is hello world, you can see, and this will be printing on the console. Now what do you mean by console, what do you mean by forms, what do you mean by web application? That is a different lecture. Okay, I'm not going in depth about that part, but yeah, for console you can say like the CMD. When we do a CMD, when we do a Windows applications, right? So that is part of my console. When we say a form application, that is part of our Windows form applications. And when we say web, that is a part of my web application. So these are divided into these layers. Okay. And we have next layer as well. We can call it as a mobile. If you go to the next layer, there is iOS and Xamarin. So these are called it as a mobile applications. Okay. Okay. Any question in this part?
So the language which is shown in the below, that's C sharp, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So this is a C sharp language. And with the help of this C sharp language, you can see in the simple line, we are printing the hello world lines on the console, right? We are not doing any big thing here. But just to remind you, these are the syntaxes that we need to follow. Am I audible?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. Let me go to the next part. Okay. So that is the database. Now, traditionally, what happens, right? So whenever users save the data into the database, what we need to do, we need to retrieve the data. We need to get the data into the web application or console application or any of the applications. Or we can say we need to pass that information to the other application as well. Okay. So what happens when the data center or call center or any of the the uh, I can say service provider works. So they store the data in the server or in the database, and then they fire a command like this. Okay. So what happened when we do a registration page? So this is my registration page. So from this page, when I save the data into a table or wherever, like in any place, for example, I can say a company. So this is my company table. Just like we have an Excel sheet, this is also a table. So we have a column sheet and we have a rows, right? And in these rows, the data will be saved. For example, I can say here as a X, Y, Z. This is my username. And this username will be stored here. What is the CT of XYZ? That will be stored in the another column number 2, right? So in this way, each row will represent here as a unique identity of my table, and table name would be here as a company, right? Now, what happened when I fire a command like this? This is my command, and I'm firing the command in the SQL Server 2016. So what we doing here is we are using a SQL. Okay, just hold on, just give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry, thank you. I was saying, so in this way, the data will be retrieved from the database. I'm audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So any question in this SQL Server or any database related part?
No.
Okay, let me go to the next part. So in the SSIT, what we do, first of all, let me give some brief about this .NET uh, tech, like I can say like what we covers in the SSIT software training. So .NET platform was developed by Microsoft as an open source platform for the users to develop various of applications and services using Windows, and .NET is a free cross-platform for building many different types of applications. Okay, so with the help of this .NET, what we do, we create the applications, and with the help of this application, what we do, we basically use the services, okay, of .NET, and with the help of these services, we can deploy that application on the server. Okay, so with the .NET, you can use multiple languages, editors, and libraries to build for web, mobile, desktop, games, IoT, and many more. So as I said earlier, like we have a lot of options here, what lot of libraries here, and with the help of those libraries, we can create a lot of applications. And that application can be categorized into web, mobile, desktop, games, IoT, and many more. Okay, so these are the categories. But my recommendation is to go from the step one. That is our learning the basics of C sharp, the learning of basics of .NET, like how the .NET works. What are the features of .NET? What are the features of C sharp? And with the help of that, we can develop the application in any of the platforms, any of the categories. Okay, but right now our focus is just to learn the basic of .NET, of ASP.NET, and the C sharp. Okay, so that is the point number one. Now the second point here is SSIT. Yeah, go ahead. You have a query? Do you have a query? Hello?
Audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any query. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, sir. So in the second point, SSIT software online trainings, Microsoft .NET framework course is a designed with the help of top industry experts, making you proficient in a working with .NET for web and desktop. Okay, so as I said earlier, like we have a web and desktop, these are the categories. Okay, so with the help of that categories, you can write the application, and don't worry, we are having a team, and with the help of this team, like in SSIT, we can teach you the best training, best course on the .NET. Okay, and just to make sure, like we will be going from each and every point of basic things. For example, you can consider as object oriented programming. Now what is the object oriented programming? What are the features? So that is the in-depth lectures we will be going, and we will be learning. Okay, and not only in the theoretical but also practical, we will be demonstrating each and every lectures in the practical. Okay, now next point, understanding the .NET architecture, building dynamic websites, and designing interactive desktop/Windows applications with hands-on demonstrations. Okay, so as I said, like we have a hands-on demonstration of whatever the lectures we will be teaching, we will be having the scopes. So based upon the scope of the lectures, we have complete hands-on. So for example, we have, let's suppose 10 lectures on .NET. So on each 10 lectures, we will be having a demo sessions. Okay. So, and then we will be going through SQL lectures. For example, in SQL, we have 20 lectures. So on each 20 lectures, we have a demo. What we saw in the theoretical, same thing we will seeing in the practical as well. Okay. So that is a part of SSIT training centers.
Okay.
Okay, now let me go to the next slide. Okay. So now this is our learning point. Now the next part is all about the let me go to the next one. Yeah, that is the exercise. Now what is the exercise is required here? So we will be having a quiz, we will be having a assignment, and I'm uh, like like uh, very sure about the assignments, because whenever we complete a lecture, whenever we complete any of the assignments, right, or any of the topic in .NET, I give the assignments, okay, to the students, because that is a part of evaluation. How much you understood from that topic, what is the required, what is the gap between you and me, okay, and that gap we need to fill. Okay, so that's why the assignment is very much required. And with the help of these assignments, you will understand, you will think from what is required to you, what is the necessary things that is required to you, and which are the topics that is required, and how much time that you need to take to learn those topics. Okay, so that's why we have this exercise in this course, and we will be giving a practical assignments, not the theoretical. This is not a by head course, or this is not a like the theoretical training center. We are focusing more on the hands-on trainings. Obviously we will be giving a documentation to you, like what is the right place to learn these things, okay, but at the same time the hands-on is very much important, right? I hope you are following. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is very much important. And obviously, the next part about the practice test. So practice test is also an important point in this training, but more I focus on the 30% on practice test and the 70% on the assignments. So that is a ratio of this exercise. Okay, let me go to the next part. Now, in this demo class, we also going to see the live application of .NET, like how the .NET works in the live. Okay, but let me first cover all my slides, and then we go to the question answer session, and probably after that I'll show the live application, like how that live application works in the .NET. Okay, now what is the homework to you? So there is a no pill to convert yourself as a good programmer. It takes a lot of reading, learning, and a practice. Okay, so start now. So with the help of this practice, right, it is very much important to do a practice sessions. With the help of this practice session, learning session, and the reading sessions, you will be understanding these things. Unless you are not practicing, you will not understand the .NET, not even any of the technology. So you need to give your 100%, then only you will be a good programmer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the slides. Like, do you have any questions? Maybe you can open up now.
Everything is good. I got.
You got the complete information now?
Yeah, I got how and the
Your voice
training
is
will be
breaking to
going.
me, Sai. Can you
Yeah,
repeat?
yeah, I got a knowledge on how the training is gonna go.
Okay.
So I have no questions.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me check whether I have any application that is there. Yeah. Mm, okay. I have one note. Let me share that note first of all. Uh, yeah. So this is also very much important slide. Let me bring up on the screen. This is just need of 5 minutes. Okay. So here you can see that we have a slide here. So this is a 45 lecture, 45 days of the duration of this course, daily 1 hour. Okay. And as
Okay.
I said, like these are the content that we will be learning in this training. That is C sharp introduction features. Then we have the object oriented programming. We will be learning about the abstraction, polymorphism, interface, encapsulation. We have the data types. What are the data types? We will be learning in the .NET collections. That is a part of your .NET. Now in the web part, we will be learning about the .NET 4.8 framework, how the page lifecycle works, how the forms works, like for example, button, drop down radio button, all these events, validation, how to validate the forms. So that we will be learning in the .NET part. Same way, we will be learning about the data bound control, that is a grid view, list view. So all these controls we will be learning. As I said earlier, we how to connect to the database from the .NET, what are the class are responsible to connect to the database. So with the help of ADO.NET, we will be learning how to connect to the database. And the last in the web, that is the state management techniques. So with the help of state management techniques, what we do, we actually learn how the session works. Like for example, how to pass a data from one page to another page. For example, when I say a login, and once the login is successful, my complete session will be live till the logout. Same way we are doing in the social media, platforms. So once we logged out from that page, okay, we are not able to log in back again to the page. So that is a part of state management techniques. So this is a part of web of 4.8 framework of .NET. Now this is a MVC. Okay, so in MVC we will be learning about the difference between the MVC and these web forms. Okay, the next part, how the page lifecycle works in the MVC. Same way, how the other things like forms, state management techniques, and the entity framework. What is the entity framework? We have the 3 ways to connect to the database with the help of entity framework. Then the last part, how the SQL works, how to write a query, what are the syntaxes to write a query, how we can filter the data, how we can sort the data, group the data, join the data. So all these are the syntaxes, these are the complete features of this SQL. Same way, what is the difference between the store procedure and the function? Okay, so these are the complete things that will be required from the interview perspective as well. Not only from the learning, but from the interview perspective. So you can get the good job with the help of the information. So these are the very much necessary information from your all point of view, from the learning point of view, from your career point of view, and from the job point of view, right?
This is a 45 days program.
Yeah, 45 days program, daily 1 hour, Saturday and the Sunday are off. But if there is a scope, then we have a lecture on the Saturday as well.
What will be the timings?
The timings will let you know. I guess the coordinator will connect you about the timings.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe
Thank
you
you.
can share your availability. So based upon that, your availability, we can try. But based upon the most probably the coordinator will let you know about the timings.
Okay.
Okay. Any other queries? Any other questions?
I don't have any other questions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any
Okay.
other questions.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Yeah. So let me first of all share my screen so you can see the live application of .NET. Okay. Is my screen visible? Right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So here you can see. So let me first of all, yep, we set this application as startup application. Okay. Let me start this. So this is Visual Studio. Okay. And with the help of this Visual Studio, what we can do, we can create this application that is required on your machine. So I will be sharing the links like how to install this Visual Studio. What are the prerequisite needed for this course? I'll share that part as well. Okay. Let me- Just a second. Let me open my application. It's opening the wrong one. Yep, it's opening. Yeah, we already opened. Let me share the screen now. Okay, I hope it's now visible.
Yes.
Okay, now you can see that. So we have a lectures like this. For example, if you want to learn about the exception handling, like how the errors handle in the .NET. Okay, so this is a way. For example, you print the first number, second number, and with the help of this try and catch block, we handle the errors. Same way, this is a normal .NET. If you say web application, let me go and let me start this as a startup application. Set as application. Where it is. Yeah. Now let me start this one. Now this is my demo application that is in web application. Now if I want to basically see a web page, so this is a local host that is running on my local machine. That is on my machine. That is not deployed on the internet yet. Okay, so you won't be able to access this page, and this is the name of my page. Okay, that page is present on this project. Okay, so this is my project, and here I have that page, default.asps. Okay, and if I see this page, mm, so this is my page. This is the application name. We can give any name here. This is home page. This is about page. This is contact page. Now these are the information. This is a default application. Okay, with the help of this default application, we got this 3 pages that is in .NET. Now you can see this is very easy to create this web application and navigate this web application. If I want to see a web page, complete web page, with the help of any form. Okay, so let me open any web page which have complete form. This will take just 2 minutes. Okay. View in. Now you can see that this is a registration page. This page is coming from here, validation summary, and which is the folder name? Folder name is validation control. Now, if you see, this is my page, and if I click on save button, you can see that it got giving me errors, and this error is coming from .NET. Okay, we are throwing these errors when there is an empty data is available on these text boxes. Once I fill the data, for example, I can say test, 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 test. And if I say click on save, you can see invalid email format. And we need a complete email format. So if I say test@gmail, now we got the complete format of my Gmail. Now, if I save now, you can see that data has been saved in the database now. Okay, we are not giving any kind of errors. So that is a part of the handling the validation. This is a real-time applications, right? So this is all about in the demo class. Right? Any other queries, any other questions? You're not audible if you're speaking.
No, I don't have any questions. Sorry. Yes.
Okay, Sai. Yeah, if you don't have any questions, can we wind up for today's demo class?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe maybe the coordinator will connect you, by tomorrow to get the feedback. Okay, thank you for
Yeah.
joining.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.